All right, man, let's talk about the NBA last night. Appreciate everybody for tapping in real quick. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the NBA, baby. So they had Philadelphia and Boston. Philadelphia, came out, Boston came out, looked like punched Philadelphia in the mouth a little bit. Um, had the lead. All right. Then next thing you know is that next thing you know is shoot, on my other screen. I think Boston, like Philadelphia, get the lead in the fourth quarter. So you're like, oh, okay, Philly about to close it out. Boston gonna choke. But one thing that I don't think, maybe Philadelphia fans just being kind of nearsighted, didn't really think about was that Boston got a lot of experience. They went through this in Milwaukee last year, even though people like to point out, well, Chris Middleton wasn't there. Well, it didn't matter for Milwaukee this year. They lost to Miami, which the team they struggled with. So Jason Tatum was 0 for 10 at the half. I mean, he didn't do nothing to the fourth quarter. I think a lot of people still had a problem with this number right here. Him taking 21 shots, but he outscored Philadelphia in the fourth quarter, though. And Jaylen Brown taking 13 down the stretch. But then again, Brown still had 4 fouls again today from guarding the best guy. They pushed Robert Williams in the starting lineup, and Horford, and he didn't give you much rebounding, but defensively, much scoring, but defensively rebounding, he did his thing. And Brogdon had a great game. Marcus Smart had a good game. So this is what happened when you got experience. This team got a lot of experience, even going back to when they made to the Eastern Conference Finals, Jason Tatum rookie year. So I don't think this team is gonna really wither. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of experienced guys that's been there, done that before. The most inexperienced things about Boston is their head coach. Okay. But Jason Tatum turned up in the fourth quarter. That's what great players do. But they got to find a way to get Jaylen Brown involved with him just watching Tatum and watching Marcus Smart take shots late. So they need to kind of get him involved. And I kind of think that's pretty much imperative. All right. That has to happen. That has to happen. And I think a great coach is going to make them adjustments. Right. But, James Harden was James Harden again. This year, he more hot and cold than straight cold in the playoffs and big playoff games. Last night, he had 5 turnovers, 13.7 rebounds, 9 assists. He got to be aggressive. Tyrese Maxey, he almost shot 50%. But you need more than, need some more rebounds out of him. But it's cool, 26, 5, and 3, and 3 steals. Joel Embiid, you like to see him be a little bit more aggressive in those games down the stretch and take over. Harris gave you nothing. PJ Tucker giving you intangibles. And they basically got nothing off their bench. So they need Shake Milton and the other Milton that was playing for Memphis. They need them to be plugs off the bench, though. So, but overall, it just boiled down to, 2 things, really. Because Philly got some experience, even with James Harden there, without. What it boiled down to is they couldn't close the game out. They got to learn how to close series, big games, of series out. And Joel Embiid had to take the reins last night. But it boiled down to Boston had the experience. In Philadelphia, James Harden was a choke artist. That's just what it boiled down to. Straight up and down. And now they going back to Boston. It ain't like playing at the old Boston Arena. It ain't like playing there, but it's going to be hard to win there. But if they're going to make a statement and say, well, we a championship caliber team, they're going to win there. They got to win there. And they can ride that momentum all the way to the finals and far. And I think a great thing for the NBA might be Jokić versus Joel Embiid in the finals. Some parity in there. They need some parity. So, but nonetheless, good game last night. Jason Tatum closed the show. And hopefully Tatum, I think Tatum settled for too many jump shots early on. If I'm they coach his name, whoever he is, I'm trying to get them going to the basket early. If that's coming off ball screens and getting down and cutting to the rim, I'm trying to get Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum going to the basket. What about putting Jason Tatum in the high post and the low post? Even with Joel Embiid back there and clear out the side for him. Same thing for Jaylen Brown. Good ability to post. You want to get Brown in a rhythm. You want to get Brown as many shots as you can early and late, and let Tatum get in where he fit in at, where he's shooting the ball. But the game 7, I don't know exactly when it is, but we can check it out. I would say it's probably the 12th. Okay, no, it ain't. My bad. Today the 12th, so I don't know when it is, to be honest. It's probably the Sunday for sure, Mother's Day. So yep. So then you had Boston. You had Denver pop Phoenix last night. I don't think anybody's surprised. Honestly, I'll say that because how Devin Booker and KD was shooting, you can't keep that up. When you go on the road in these situations, them role players usually don't step up, on the road like that. And with Boston, they so deep, man. Like Brogdon is coming off the bench. Grant Williams is coming off the bench, and they got experience. And Grant Williams didn't play that last night. What? You catch my drift. Marcus Smart got experience, Defensive Player of the Year. Al Horford, playing the big game. Shout out to Al Horford. A lot of people don't know he's from Michigan. Grand Blanc to be exact. So yeah. And Denver learning because they closed them out last night, and it wasn't nothing that Phoenix couldn't keep that pace up regardless. They don't have enough depth. They really could have used Bubble, TJ Warren, and the biggest difference in this series and in Denver, it ain't coaching. Besides the presence of Jamal Murray, the biggest difference going for Denver, bro, is this man is Jokić is being more aggressive with his shot in this series. If he got to get 50 to keep him in him, he gonna get 50. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if Mike Malone told him to be more aggressive, but he got to be more aggressive if they're gonna win a championship. Jamal Murray ain't shy. Caldwell Pope got off to a great start last night. Michael Porter Jr. I still think the adjustment has to be bringing Michael Porter Jr. off the bench and putting Christian Brown in the starting lineup for defensive purposes, and rhythm purposes. Michael Porter can't get a rhythm in the starting lineup. He's the rhythm scorer, and that's probably why he's gonna get moved. They need more of a 3-and-D guy on the wings, but yeah, played a great game last night, and you expect it going to Mile High or going to Denver. It's tough. You had Kevin Durant, didn't shoot the ball particularly well. A lot of uncharacteristic turnovers. Devin Booker didn't shoot the ball pretty well at all. Didn't take a lot of shots. They just couldn't stay in it. There was no way he was going to keep up that pace, but Cameron Payne did his job last night. He just needed them to step up and do their job. But when you on that scoring rampage they was on when they got home, that's hard to ask. And even with Chris Paul, they couldn't fade them. So they didn't have enough depth. And Kevin Durant, man, he's still injured. Kevin Durant has not been the same player since that Achilles injury. And Golden State. That was in the finals. He has not been the same guy. He has not been the same guy. Let's call it what it is. It's time for Kevin Durant to go to the lab, okay? If he's going to hang around this league and change his game. If that's going more into the post, that's going more into a pull-up game like Michael Jordan did in his career in the post, that's what he's going to have to do. But Lakers and Warriors play tonight. We'll see what happens. Denver getting a little bit of rest. But yeah, Denver advances. Appreciate y'all for watching. Check out the NBA Talk playlist for more videos like this. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, the whole 9. My link tree is the first link in the description. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know in the comment section. Peace.